This is what we found 1 week ago at 117 Main Street in Phoenix. Mold on the floor of one of the apartments, loose supports, junk stacked against the walls, shredded doors, and patched walls. Tenants who said they feared eviction spoke to us without being on camera.
He hasn't done in 5 years. Slumlord to the hilt.
Now, the Beth Heckert for DA campaign sign mounted to the outside of these rental units is gone, and the apartments owned by Deputy District Attorney Beth Heckert and her husband Mike Heckert are undergoing repair since our story aired.
When I got hired? It was Monday.
Since then, contractors have been hard at work.
I want to replace all these doors and fix whatever needs to be fixed.
For example, this stair support no longer moves if you shake it. It's attached to the ground by a cement block. We also showed you this garage underneath one of the units. And while today the garage is closed, Mike Overturf, who lives in the unit above, tells us
it got fixed already. Plumber was in here a couple days ago, I believe.
And while he said he didn't have a problem with the way things were before, he's still glad to see the place get a facelift.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Even Phoenix police are commenting on the change.
There might be some newly renovated apartments available.
Yeah.
We attempted to contact Beth Heckert once more to ask about the repairs, but she did not return our phone call.
If you can give me a call back.
As for the tenants we spoke with last week, none of them wished to be on camera again, but one did tell us off camera that things are a lot better since the story broke. For the first time, we hear accused murderer Susan Monica's voice.
Hi, this is Susan out on my 20 acres doing something.
That's the answering message at Monica's home, which lies down a winding, dusty driveway off West Evans Creek Road in rural Rogue River near Weimar. We're out here at the back of a neighboring lot where the property owner has allowed us to film. And as you can see behind me, Jackson County Search and Rescue is set up. Now, if you take a look, though, at the GPS coordinates, you could actually see that we're only a few yards from where a pond lies at the back of Monica's property. That pond, now a muddy puddle. Footprints surround it. 2 pink flags can be seen from the shoreline. Jackson County sheriffs tell us when they arrived to investigate an identity theft Friday, they instead discovered evidence of 2 murders. They say they found mutilated corpses. Sheriff's deputies blocked 2 roads coming into the property. But from our vantage point, we can see much of their focus is on a large industrial-type building on the lot. Neighbors say Monica used it as a barn, work area, and residence. There's an eerie silence in this rural area of Jackson County. The only sounds come from occasional calls of nearby roosters, horses, and deputies. As detectives days later continue scouring this near 20-acre parcel of land for more evidence in what is quickly turned from an identity theft case to a double murder investigation. In Rogue River, Jennifer Elliott, NBC5 News. Today, Northwest C Street in Grants Pass is quiet. Only the low, steady hum of police scanners breaks the solitude. But neighbor Rory Newman says Thursday was a different scene.
Heard this, didn't really sound like gunshots, sounded like explosion.
About 9 p.m., several residents heard multiple gunshots coming from this fourplex. Newman says his roommate, while dialing 911, ran up to the home.
He come out and says, running down the street saying, "Oh my God, she's laying there." And
authorities tell us a 5-year-old little girl and a 44-year-old woman were shot. Both of them rushed to Three Rivers Community Hospital, where the girl later died.
I heard the guy in the big white t-shirt on the cell phone saying, "I was just sitting there and she was next to me and it went off." My buddy's going crazy, "Where's the ambulance?" And the police just wants to know who's got the gun. So I run down there and I said, "Hey, go see the guy in the big white shirt." Well, he waited for backup, and boy, they marched down there like he was holding a gun on them, and got him. And
police arrested 30-year-old John Andrew Meyer Jr., who is considered a transient. He is charged with manslaughter 2, assault 3, and unlawful possession of an assault rifle. Authorities tell us this is what happened. Myers was in the lower level of these 2-story apartments when the gun fired through the ceiling and hit both victims.
He sounded pretty frantic on his cell phone and talking to whoever, you know, really like he didn't mean it, but I don't think he should have been doing that. It's not safe.
Myers was transported to the Josephine County Jail, and the case is still in the early stages of investigation.
Tragedy happens just like that. Oh, so.
In Grants Pass, Jennifer Elliott, NBC5 News. A red flag warning is in effect for almost our entire region. It means critical fire weather conditions are happening now. Thunderstorms are hitting some areas, and in some cases, instead of rainfall, there's only dry lightning, and dry conditions only making matters worse. Lightning. 100 million to a billion volts of electricity in a single strike. When unaccompanied by precipitation, it's called dry lightning, a force that takes only one blow to ignite dry fuels with no rainfall to extinguish the flames. Dry thunderstorms prompted the National Weather Service to issue a red flag warning Sunday morning for virtually the entire area. Arriving at NWS headquarters in Medford, all appears quiet, but take a walk around the building, up some stairs, and through a back door. That's where you'll find meteorologists hard at work, tracking each lightning strike.
Storms we've had before have had rain with them, and even those start a lot of fires. So it's particularly disconcerting when you get these storms that are dry.
Supervising meteorologist Tom Wright shows us how they keep firefighters updated on the changing weather conditions.
We have a person dedicated completely to supporting fire weather forecasts.
Manning the fire weather desk, meteorologist Shad Keene uses a real-time chat to contact incident command posts at every nearby wildfire.
And we communicate any potential critical fire weather conditions to the users, which are the firefighting crews and the management teams on these fires.
Keene relays likelihood of strikes, new fire starts, and shifts in wind patterns.
We're probably going to have cells forming all over the place.
Vital information crews need to battle a blaze and, more importantly, stay safe.
We just give them the weather and they decide what to do with that.
From firefighters on the front lines to meteorologists miles away, it's a team effort to battle this summer season's wildfires, especially when the weather gets nasty. Early morning departing flights canceled, 8 arriving flights sent back, dozens of passengers stranded.
Arrived from LAX last night, and we tried 3 times to land here last night, and we couldn't, so they had to land in Portland.
Returning Medford resident June Davidson says they got as far as Medford Airport's runway lights just to turn around. The fog was too thick.
I have been up since yesterday morning. I have dogs in the kennel. I have a car in the parking lot. And so it's kind of adding up a little bit.
Davidson finally arrived on the first plane able to touch down through the morning fog Friday.
I felt like I was riding on a washboard.
Passengers on board say it wasn't an easy landing.
It was pretty interesting. I wasn't sure if the plane would actually land. I thought we might go right back up.
Airport officials confirmed they did begin seeding this morning, trying to do whatever they could to break up the fog. Now, as a result, there's quite a bit of ice around the Medford International Airport.
We usually average about 11 times a year for operating our seeding operation, and I'm sure we're past that already, and we've got a ways to go.
Airport Director Bern Case says the foggy season can last through January, keeping travelers on a weather standby.
Oh, we're just going to let nature take its course and see what happens. That's all you can do.
As for Davidson, she's just glad to be home.
Never so glad to see Medford.
And hopes to never spend another night in an airport.
I wouldn't recommend it because all the chairs are taken because everybody's asleep on them.
In Medford, Jennifer Elliott, NBC5 News.
There will be no exception. Unattended vehicles may be cited or towed.